about this at Shadow Star Games.
All right, welcome everyone to the stream. Testing 1, 2, 3. Make sure everything's good. Okay. This is Shadow Star Games. Testing. Hey everyone, I would like to welcome you guys to the stream today. Today we're going to go over the Grey-Faulkner initiative, produced by Cerulean Gray and Charles L. Faulkner Jr. So this particular initiative is an initiative brought to you guys by Cerulean Gray and Charles L. Faulkner Jr. And we're just going to go over some of the key points and also some of the initiative so that you guys can see what they have put together as basically a initiative for everyone to see what things can be done to take care of some of the problems and the plights that we have as black family, black men, black women, everyone who can see and can hear. This is where we're gonna go. So here we go. Excuse me. In the United States, there is a massive, grossly neglected issue with wealth and resource distribution. This maldistribution limits the amount of available opportunities disenfranchised groups, but specifically black Americans, and even more specifically, black American males, have access to. It is the single greatest impedance to black American life. It stagnates and at times inhibits the ability of black Americans to accumulate the wealth and resources and to take advantage of opportunities which are ever decreasing as this maldistribution of access persists. It also impedes the ability to provide stability and structure for family life, which is the most institutional foundation of all humans. Disclaimer: this is not a perfect plan, and I do not purport this to be the only plan. However, it is one plan of many. These are not solely my ideas, but those I have borrowed from a collective of minds much greater than my own. Institutions are societal establishments of utility for organizing human capital. They are established by groups of humans with the creative will to defend, support, foster, nurture, and keep human capital organized as they participate in the various areas of human activity. This is done in order to help humans reach their highest and truest potential and minimize impedances that may stagnate human growth. These impedances are manifest negative consequences to society when enough humans in critical mass are affected by these impedances. Without institutions, we are simply unorganized human potential vulnerable to these impedances. Human potential is inefficient and often ineffective without the utilitarian stability provided by these institutions. The first most basic institutional foundation of all humans are most familiar with is family. Man, that's a lot right there. Power is an abstract concept. There are many colorful ways we use to describe power. The textbook definition describes power as the ability or capacity to direct or influence the behavior of others. The simple and easiest way to define power is the ability to reward and punish human behavior. If power was a coin, reward and punishment would be its two sides. Power is the means by way which human behavior is either incentivized or de-incentivized. In contemporary society, when the greater social body wants to incentivize behavior, it is labeled legal or good. When the greater body wants to de-incentivize behavior, it is labeled criminal and bad. It is all a matter of perspective, truly. However, to truly and approximately interpret power is to understand it from the basis that all power is institutional. With it comes the ability of distribution and maldistribution of wealth, resources, and opportunities. The question becomes, who holds this power and how can it be acquired? The objectives of the Grey-Faulkner initiative are, number one, increase the amount of the opportunities available to young Black American males. Number two, correcting the severe underrepresentation, misrepresentation, and lack of institutional positioning of Black American citizens. Number three, to improve the condition and quality of family life, security, and direction of young Black American youth. Number four, to incite and inspire cultural change in the Black American community as it pertains to the way we perceive various American institutions and influence a change in the Black American community's aversion to them. Number five, to provide a point of focus in order to properly affect policy that affects the Black American community. Okay, that sounds good. Using the Neely Fuller Jr. approach to sociological diagnosis, there are 9 overarching areas of human activity. Number 1, military. 2, law. 3, labor. 4, economics. 5, education. 6, politics. 7, entertainment. 8, religion. 9, sex. To further understand institutions and power, one must know that all 9 areas of human activity are institutions according to the standard definition. The focal point at the center of all areas of all areas of human activity is yet another institution, a monolithic body we acknowledge as government. Okay, and it has here a triangle, labor, military, law at the top. On the left, economics, education, and politics. And on the right, religion, entertainment, and sex. All stemming from the middle, which is government. Because government regulates and deregulates these areas of human activity through legislation, if there is an issue with the maldistribution of wealth, resources, and opportunities, then it is the burden of government to correct the impedance. However, it requires a push from a critical mass from the citizenry to exercise the creative will to influence, or dare we say, force government to take action towards correcting it. The question again, who holds this power and how can this power be acquired? The answer by now should be apparent. The government only does what its population allows it to do. That's strong. When it comes to economics, government legislates and dictates all policy that determines the economic distribution of wealth, resources, and opportunity, or lack thereof, via inflation, deflation, and taxation. This controlled distribution governs how many opportunities are available to the general populace, or lack thereof. It determines wealth, middle class, and poverty. Taxation, which is funded, extracted from the general public, flows into one centralized institution when it comes to the Black American community. That's deep. As it relates to economics, Duke University professor Alexander Darity and Professor Derek Hamilton's work on the racial wealth gap is an appropriate macro marker from which to approach the overarching issue with the lack of wealth, resources, and opportunities in the Black American community. This initiative is designed to tap into the wealth of America because just like power, wealth in America is also institutional. Facts. Of these 9 areas of human activity, we can remove entertainment, religion, and sex. These are activities of distraction and leisure, and they are not the priority targeted focuses of this initiative. Consider these areas, the 3 pillars of social and economic stagnation. We are not saying that Black Americans should not participate or partake of these areas of human activity, because this is not a totalitarian initiative. We are saying there are activities of distraction and leisure that are for several decades have been amongst some of the most highest priorities within the Black community, Black American community. Bread and services are necessary for humans. However, these areas of human activity have had a debilitating effect on the social and economic growth on the Black American community, numbing ourselves with entertainment to such extent many of the Black American youth have become enamored by trying to become the next great entertainer and trying to cope with the depression of widespread poverty through religion and self-medicating with loose, convenient, and unproductive sexual activity. These methods have been ineffective and unsustainable, and it is suggested that these no longer be high priorities for us. That's facts, brother. This leaves 6 remaining areas. 1, military, male. Number 2, law, male. 3, labor, male. 4, economics, female. 5, education, female. 6, politics, female. To have an equal yet targeted focus, we must divide the burden of pursuit of this initiative along gender lines according to each gender's strengths and weaknesses. This is not to say these should be exclusively male or female. However, it is a recommendation that we think should be strongly adhered to. These are the institutions that always receive a steady flow of public government funding. These are the institutional pillars that are critical to a nation, and it requires all 6 pillars for a nation to stand. Well, that is the first 12 pages of the Grey-Faulkner initiative. For you guys that are listening still, thank you for checking us out. Make sure that you come back and check us out some more. Also go on over to Charles Faulkner's page and also hit subscribe. And this is available online, Charles Faulkner Initiative. So you guys can make sure that you can take a copy and download it for yourself and also take a look at it in your own time. I will be releasing page by page each one of these initiative points and targets and reading them so that everyone can hear them on YouTube for some of the people who have yet to download it. So thank you guys for taking a look at what we're doing, and make sure that you support Charles Faulkner. All right?
Follow us at Shadow Star Games.